The 2024 NBA Draft has undergone a thrilling makeover with a bold new contender emerging from the shadows. Enter Donovan Clingan of the UConn Huskies, the electrifying force poised to take the league by storm. Standing tall at 7 feet 2 inches, he's primed to be one of the top picks in the upcoming June NBA Draft thanks to his stellar performance during his second year at UConn. Leveraging his towering stature and exploiting mismatches, he's been dominating the paint like a giant on a rampage.
Good heel inbound, quickly cutting inside.
Whoa! A triple by Clingan.
While this young Husky has been causing trouble in the NCAA, many critics have been comparing him to his NBA counterpart, the defensive juggernaut of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Rudy Gobert.
Beautiful block here by Gobert.
Playing off the defense. No, sir.
But he's more than just Rudy Gobert. Don't get us wrong. Gobert has been terrorizing the league with his stifling defense in the paint, but Clingan can be much more. And it might not be a stretch to say his ceiling is way higher than Gobert and his $200 million contract. But just how good is Donovan Clingan actually? Let's find out. Clingan grew up in the suburban city of Bristol, Connecticut. Ever since he was a kid, Donovan knew he was meant to be a basketball player. And most of that came from his mother, Stacey Clingan, then known as Stacey Perini, a star basketball player from the University of Maine in the 90s who was a 3-time American East All-Conference selection and was key to Maine's 4 conference titles, 3 conference tournament titles, and 3 NCAA tournament appearances. So as you can see, Donovan has college success in his blood. Donovan's love of basketball ignited during his time at Bristol Central High School, where he soared to new heights. With monstrous averages of 27.3 points, 17.2 rebounds, and 5.8 blocks per game, it's no wonder he was crowned the Connecticut Gatorade Player of the Year. And hey, it didn't hurt that he was already a towering 6'8" when he entered high school as a freshman. Donovan didn't just dominate the court, he took his game to new heights at AAU. By his senior year of high school, he cranked up his stats even further, solidifying his status as one of America's elite high school ballers and earning a prestigious 4-star recruit ranking. His brilliance in high school attracted several top college basketball programs in the country, including Georgetown, Syracuse, Providence, Ohio State, and Michigan State. But Donovan chose his hometown, the University of Connecticut. Clingan initially served as the backup center behind Adama Sanogo for the Huskies, but that didn't stop him from showing a glimpse of greatness in his game.
And then took care of San Diego State in the Sweet 16 into Clingan.
Throughout the 2022-2023 college season, he displayed remarkable skills and synergy with Sanogo, forming a formidable 1-2 punch inside the paint. His performance, despite not being the team's primary center, earned him a spot on the Big East Conference All-Freshman team. Clingan's contribution to the Huskies' 2023 National Championship campaign was also crucial. In just 10 minutes of playing time, he scored 4 points, grabbed 3 rebounds, and made a few stops to help the Huskies secure their first national title in almost 10 years. There was buzz that the 19-year-old would commit to the star-studded 2023 NBA Draft and accelerate his potential for an NBA team. But for Donovan, it was his time to lead the Huskies to another championship title. It was his turn to be the #1 option and the main anchor of the team. So in the 2023-2024 season, he announced that he would return to UConn for one more run at a championship, and he absolutely delivered. He's been a game changer, pulling strings and orchestrating victories even if the stats don't fully capture his impact. Clingan steered the Huskies to an impressive 35-3 record, all while averaging 12.9 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game in just 22 minutes of playtime. And let's not forget his lights-out shooting at 64.3% from the field. Now that's efficiency at its finest. The most exciting aspect of his game goes beyond the numbers. It's his innate talent and remarkable defensive instincts at such a young age. In a league where offenses evolve by the minute, having a defensive maestro like Donovan Clingan is a game changer. He's the glue that holds the defense together, and he's proven it by spearheading the Huskies to boast the 6th best defense in all of NCAA basketball.
Castle slashing inside. On the floor, they're getting tangled up.
Need to shoot more threes, Stan and Dan.
Clingan inside. Hawkins is there.
Well, it's not just his defense. At 7'2" and 280 pounds, Clingan is surprisingly agile, and his top-tier footwork helps him make it look easy around the basket. Not to mention his soft touch around the rim. It's almost automatic when he's 5 feet away from the basket. His frame also helps him bully defenders in the paint. With Clingan locking down the defense and wreaking havoc in the paint, the Huskies bulldoze their way into the playoffs, obliterating opponents by a mind-blowing average of 29 points per game. Talk about total domination. Coming into the Elite Eight, the Huskies were 8.5 favorites against the Illinois Fighting Illini, which is quite uncommon for an Elite Eight matchup, and the difference maker was none other than Donovan Clingan. Before this Elite Eight matchup, he was projected to go 7th overall in the upcoming NBA draft. But one game made the difference as he displayed a masterful performance against the Illini, a game that put him in the conversation to be a top 3 pick in the draft. Illinois rolled into the Elite Eight boasting the nation's second-best offense, but they met their match in Clingan. He shut them down, plain and simple. Illinois managed a dismal 3 for 25 shooting from inside the arc. That's just 12% efficiency. And when directly challenged by Clingan, they couldn't buy a bucket, going 0 for 19. Now that's the defensive dominance you want from your anchor. No easy baskets, just shutting down every option they thought they had. He even blocked close to half of those attempts, despite only being officially credited with 5. His 7'7" wingspan was on full display that night. And it's not just his defense, he's also unstoppable on offense in the paint, finishing with 22 points and 10 rebounds to shock the Illini 77-52. With his impeccable two-way performance, scouts are having a hard time ignoring Clingan as he rises to be one of the most solid and consistent players in the upcoming June draft. There will be plenty of debate between GMs this summer regarding who is the better prospect, Donovan Clingan or ESPN's projected number 2 pick, the 7'1" Frenchman Alex Sarr. With that performance in the Elite Eight, it sparked a conversation that was long overdue. Is he a better prospect than the 3-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year Rudy Gobert was coming out of college? Is Donovan's ceiling actually higher? Well, Donovan only has one clear-cut problem with his game: his shooting. Just like the dominant big men of yesteryear, like Shaq and Dwight Howard, Donovan has a problem shooting the ball. He's reluctant to shoot from long range. In his freshman season, he attempted only 1 3-pointer. In his sophomore year, he attempted just 7. Well, he made 2 of them, to be fair. His free throw percentages certainly need fixing too, as he's just above the 50% mark. With how the NBA evolves, big men are required to shoot well outside the paint, especially with the 3-ball, in order to spread defenses and make it easier for the offense to operate.
Able to pry himself out of that problem. And Porzingis a long 3. Bang!
Well, for most scouts, that's the deal breaker. But with NBA offenses demanding a big man with a jump shot, we imagine teams will quickly develop Clingan's game to suit the modern NBA. He's already showing signs of willingness to shoot from 3, and with his quick first step and agility, he can quickly get past most of the centers in the league. Match that with his stifling defense in the paint, it's over. He has the potential to become a top 5 center in the league. His defense is arguably the best side of the ball amongst any prospect, as well as the strongest star foundation across this pool of players. There's a good chance that Clingan's rim protection is so dominant at the NBA level that he develops into an NBA all-defense type of player. Oh, did we mention his finesse in the post? Clingan bulldozes through defenders with ease, and his mid-range game, it's like watching art in motion. With a draft class that is lacking in star power and doesn't have a clear pick at the top, don't get surprised if teams like Charlotte or Detroit decide to take a gamble and take Clingan as their first overall pick. While prospects like Alexander Sarr, Ron Holland, and Zachary Rizachet are often in potential first overall pick talks, maybe the true top prospect is sitting in clear view on college basketball's leading squad. And maybe the most underrated aspect of his game? He's just a winner. He was a winner in high school, he's a winner in college, and it's just a matter of time before he becomes a winner in the NBA. Don't sleep on this big man, because from here on out, you'll see his name in the headlines a lot more. Donovan Clingan possesses all of the tools to be a game changer in the NBA. Drawing comparisons to a 3-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year at this stage speaks volumes about the talent of this young Connecticut star. Watch out, NBA, you've got a future standout on the rise. In the words of Mr. Shaquille O'Neal himself, go get him, young fella.